Okay, good evening and welcome to the Town of Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for Thursday, January 16th, 2020. Now called to order at approximately 7 o'clock p.m. This meeting is being recorded and broadcast live by Local Access Programming. Is there anyone here in the audience recording this evening? Hearing none, seeing none. At this time, I'd like to remind the audience, applicants, town administration, and each of the board members to please refrain from asking questions in regards to all matters discussed this evening without first being granted my permission. And the first item on our agenda this evening is the Barlow Signs requesting a special permit for the alteration of an existing freestanding sign for property located at 711 Southbridge Street, Auburn, Mass., map 61, parcel 37. And for the folks watching home, that is the what we commonly refer to as the TJ Maxx Plaza in town. So we have a standard procedure to follow. Do we have a motion to open the public hearing?
Have a motion to open?
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. So is the applicant present? If you could approach the lectern, please, give us an overview of what you'd like to try to accomplish.
Good evening. My name is Brandon Currier, Senior Project Manager at Barlow Signs, here representing Sarah from Domino's. So we would like to seek approval to add to the existing sign that is out on the main strip. She is deeply set back in the area, and this is one of her first, or this is her first franchise store in her location. She did decide to open it up here in Auburn, which is awesome. So we are seeking approval to add this Domino's logo cabinet to this existing pylon.
Could you just, for the folks watching at home, go over the size and structure we're talking about? What it is currently, what it will be after the existing, or the new sign is added to the existing sign?
Yep. So the current sign right now is broken up into 3 sections. The top section is currently 111.6 square feet. The next sign down is a AAA sign. It's about 13.3 square feet. The Jasmine sign right here is 16 square feet, and we are proposing to put in a 13.5 square foot sign directly below that. So the existing sign is a total of 141 square feet, and the new square footage will be 154.45.
Do you have anything else to add before I turn it over to the board members for individual questions? No? Okay, so we'll just go around the table, as it were. Mr. Marin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just for asking for confirmation on the record. So the only addition to this signage structure will be the Domino's sign.
That is correct.
There'll be no changes to the signs above.
Correct.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Mr. Chairman, I don't have any additional questions, and as you go through the board, just as a point of housekeeping, to bring one of our alternates forward for a full voting member this evening as well. Otherwise, they'd require a supermajority, and given that we have the talent tonight, we should bring at least one of them forward as a voting member.
Yes. So, as Mr. Marin brought up, we have full voting members and we have alternate members in the event somebody is absent. So this evening, somebody actually is absent. So we're going to bring one of our alternate members forward, which gives you the option for voting again. And we'll deal with that as we get closer to the vote. Mr. Chicolo, questions or comments, sir?
I have no questions at this time.
Okay. Ms. Roach?
My only question, I think the answer is no, but I just want to, does the sign, does it light up?
Yes, it is.
It does light up.
It is an
Okay.
illuminated cabinet with LEDs.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
Okay. Mr. Jones?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. Ms. Bush?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. So I only have a couple, actually, very quick. So where this existing, well, the Domino sign is now, was there, I'm assuming, was there signs there previously from other businesses? No? No,
there was not.
Okay, so this is an official add-on, okay. That's really the only question I had, so. There's nobody here for public comment, so I think we're safe there. Do you have anything else you'd like to add before I close the public hearing?
I don't think so. I think we're all set.
Okay. Motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close?
All right. Any further individual member comments?
It's my understanding that in the alternative, they could put up a 60 square foot sign. Is that correct?
Chair, the total of the freestanding sign, including the TJ Maxx Parking Shop, AAA, Jasmine's, all the tenants would be 60 square feet maximum. So the sign is, I would say it's existing non-conforming. I think this property qualifies for a master sign plan. I think that's something the board should probably draft a letter and send to the property owner to let him know that if he needs it, if they're going to want any more signs, they should really come to the board and get the special permit for a master sign plan. I don't see holding up this one tenant for that, but I think it needs to be cleaned up in the future.
Sure, yeah, I can see that, I agree.
So the 60 square feet would apply to the whole plaza?
It would, unless there was a master sign plan where then the allowable size would be laid out in that special permit.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Even with that, I would add that it seems kind of harmless.
Yeah, I understand your point there. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so just based on seniority then, I'm going to ask the board if they agree to make a motion to have Mr. Jones step up to be a full voting member this evening. Have a motion for that?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So do I have a motion on the proposal before us?
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion to approve with standard conditions, not for this applicant, but as a caveat, and not part of this vote, but I would agree with building commissioner that we may want to take the action as a board to inform the owners here of a master signage plan, if there were any additional additions. I think this particular, I'll just end, I think this particular addition is, I mean, it looks good, it's smart. But if they were to add any additional businesses or try to expand the space, I think that it would get to a different place.
Right.
With this signage.
Through the chair, my recommendation would be that if they decided to come forward with any new signs, they would need to come forward and submit a master sign plan so that the board has an understanding of what exactly is there, both on the building and the freestanding sign.
Okay.
Thank you for that. And I would agree with that recommendation. I think we should do that, take that action as a board. But as far as this applicant, I would make a motion to approve with standard conditions.
Okay. Mr. Chacolo?
Approve.
Ms. Roach?
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Jones? Approve. Ms. Bush, for the record, why not? Approve. And I also approve. Okay, good luck. I'm sure you can be in contact with Caleb at some point, or the other members of the Inspection and Developmental Services Department, and you can get your permits, and good luck. Welcome to town. I hope it goes well for you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So actually, it's not on the schedule, but I'd like to open up a motion for new business. Can I have a motion for a little new business action?
I'll make the motion out of curiosity.
Okay. Mr. Chacolo?
For the same reason, I'll second.
Okay. All in favor? Okay.
Aye, yeah.
Well, I actually like to take an opportunity to talk about the proposal from the building commissioner about drafting a letter, sending it to the property owner, and discuss the possibility if they need to improve or change their sign in the future that require a special permit. Something that they could possibly draft a letter and then maybe have it for approval for next meeting.
I would agree.
Okay?
Agreed.
I think just then if he's going to have other tenants or anybody come in, he knows right up front that that's what we're going to expect, rather than having a new tenant come in and apply and then find out from Caleb, oh, they're going to, I think that's a
Yeah.
good idea. Put it on the
I think
landlord to let the tenants know when they come in.
Sure.
That would have to be done.
I mean, I think Domino's actually fills the plaza, but just in case.
Right.
You never know if somebody decides to develop film in that little Kodak shack anymore. It might just happen, right?
Bring it back.
Is the shoe store filled?
That is the shoot, that's
That
where
is
this
the shoe
guy's
store.
going. That's where Domino's going. Yeah.
Through the chair, I would say there is a possible tenant for where the jewelry store used to be.
Oh, I
For where
forgot. The jewelry.
Freestanding
AMF.
Oh, I
freestanding
forgot that that's
building.
actually part of that. Okay.
That would be
And
part
is
of it.
that considered part? It is, even for sign purposes?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I was thinking that was more the friendly parcel, but
It'd be better to get a master sign plan.
Yep,
sure.
definitely
I think
agree.
that's a proactive approach that we should take. That'd be a good thing.
Okay.
Is Domino's going in next to AAA, to the left, in that spot?
No, it's going in where
No.
Payless was.
Where Payless. So there's still potential vacancy for the end, because there's an anchor at the far left, right next to
I
AAA.
believe Domino's is going in on the far left, but there is a vacant spot towards the middle of the
Oh, I
plaza.
thought
I
it
see.
was
Yeah,
the
okay.
middle.
I didn't know where, but
Okay.
that's, It leaves
No,
one
it's
open.
not Payless then. Payless is still open. It's right next to AAA. I
That's
thought
right,
it was
they
the other
flipped the
side.
sign.
Right.
Yep.
That was the hair supply
yeah.
store.
Domino's is
So
going
there's
into
this.
Unit 1, and then I believe Unit 5 is vacant.
Yep.
And then the jewelry store is vacant, and then there is that kiosk in the center.
Nice.
The photo man.
Well, it's good to see that people are coming in and taking these empty spaces for us.
Agree, so even if we make the, if we propose and send a letter to the owners, we have at least, well, as it stands now,
Potentially
it looks
two.
like we have potentially two.
Correct.
We don't know if there's any other, but we have potentially two that might want different signage. The AMF has its own signage, I think, closer to that.
It does, but
Structure,
I'm
but-
guessing once they see the new panel on the freestanding sign, other tenants may come forward
Very true.
looking for the same thing, so.
Okay.
Great. All right, thank you very much for that, I appreciate it.
Chair, I do have one piece of new business I'd just like to inform the board about.
Please.
The Reserve at Ashworth Hill received their project eligibility from the state, so that 40B project will be moving forward. I'll send some information out to the board on it. I'll send a letter that the Board of Selectmen received notifying us, and then I'll send some info on the 40B just so the board can read up on it prior to it coming. That will be before this board and not before the planning board at all.
And just refresh my memory, this is the one that's going in off of Route 20 near the Oxford line? Is that the one we're talking about still?
It's in West Auburn, Blaker Street area. I believe it's going to be 352 residential units
And I know that
in
one...
Auburn, and then there's more in Oxford as well.
Right. Yeah, I think it's like, it's not exactly, but it's like a two-third Oxford, one-third Auburn type project.
Something like that. I think
Yeah.
Auburn may be a little larger for the residential side.
Yeah. Okay.
I expect that application early spring, so I'll get some stuff out to the board next week.
I imagine next month will probably be our last quiet month for quite a while. It's going to be construction season early this year, I think. Yeah. Okay. So I'm glad we're aware of all that coming up. We're going to be pretty busy. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes for November 21st, 2019 meeting?
I'll make
Make a motion to accept.
All right.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, great, okay. So our next meeting is February 20th, third Thursday of the month, as usual. So do I have a motion to adjourn?
Excuse me, through the chair. we
Oh,
just-
hang on, I'm sorry.
Minutes, yep. I mean...
Oh, we do have for the
Decisions.
last decisions, okay. Hold off on the adjournment then.
Yep, not me, me too. Wait, you are? Did I read that right? Was I absent? Okay, you were not absent.
Right.
That was a different one. Absent on that one? Or absent on both? Yeah, okay.
It's Blaker Street, and I just looking at the letter, it's actually 320 rental units on the Auburn side.
Chili's and all that.
Pass the letter around to the board if they'd like to see it. It's just a notification that went to the Board of Selectmen. And I'll include that when I send out the information this week.
Is there, have they figured out the numbers yet? Where would that project put us at our required percentage for state regulations?
We're getting closer.
Getting closer, not close
We're
enough.
not
but
at the
closer.
10% yet, but I believe the schools may put us over the top.
I thought somebody had mentioned it might have put us in the 8% range-ish.
Yeah, I think, I don't quote me, but I think it's around 7.8 to
Yep.
like 8.3, somewhere in there.
That doesn't include the schools, or it does?
Does not.
Does
I believe
not.
the schools will put us over the,
And they're still
it's still going forward.
Oh, yeah.
going forward.
Last I heard, they were still in the process of applying for the grants from the state for the, I'm at a loss. I'll get it.
But they're done with historical? Wasn't there?
That's what it
tie-up
was, the
with
historical grants.
Okay.
They're still fighting with the state about the historical.
About the historical
I
stuff.
don't know that they received them.
Okay. Okay.
While we're on the topic, Caleb, if we were to get the approvals in place for the schools, that wouldn't put us over 10. That wouldn't make it quite yet, correct?
No, not without Blaker Street.
Not without the development.
Okay.
Ready? Now adjourn?
We all signed? All right.
We signed.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Aye.
Second? Aye, yes, okay.
Second, aye.
Thank you very much.
Excellent.